Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey back with another video. I wanted to do a quick video talking about the notion of monitoring spirits. Let me see if I can get a good gauge. I hate that I have to put paper on my board. But again, just to make sure things are covered so it's more of a neutral space. That's why I covered the board back there like that. So just work with me here, you guys. I just simply don't want any pertinent information to show in this video that could be too detailed, which is why I have my board covered. So bear with me on that. So anyhow, monitoring spirits, like let's talk about it. It tickles me how when it comes to monitoring spirits, sometimes people don't realize if they're being utilized as a vessel or not. You'll have some that do know, and they know exactly what they're doing, and there's some who truly don't know, and you can tell the difference. I know for me, one thing I had to learn to do is not be so willing to give up information, because not realizing that could be something that could be end up being not so good. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. See, you can go into sharing details with individuals because you would go in with the pure intentions that you think that, oh, these are good people. It's completely okay to share this information. Only to realize later that the very individuals you may have shared details with are not any individuals you should trust. You know, think of times when you were at work, when you started to become, buddy with someone. So you think, right? And then lo and behold, you realize like much later, they were against you. So they were only being buddy with you just to get information, just so they can take it back to others to share with them. That type of deal. Now, even in those type of scenarios, I never was one to share too much information that I felt was like personal. I always believed in that notion of really keeping the personal life personal and the professional life professional. So I never really believed in blurring those lines, if you will. But when it came to certain things that was happening maybe on the work front, I might have felt like, oh, I want to share this with someone, and maybe it might be something of great news, such as like a promotion or maybe getting a raise or something like that, thinking that the very individual I was sharing it with would never share with no one else, and then lo and behold, they have. So it's kind of like the old saying, you live and you learn. My whole point in all this is that when it comes to those who are monitoring spirits, you have to know how to pay attention from your end, know how to draw them out, and how to maneuver around them. What I mean by that, be very cautious about the details you share, whether it's the good, the bad, whatever the case may be. And oftentimes, when you do so, you'll see a shift in their energy too. And that too, within itself, can be pretty comical. What do you mean by that? Well, let me explain. I've had instances in past where something good has came about in terms of like some good news I've received. And then, other onlookers who I'm in the same environment with may want to know what the good news is or what's going on. Why am I smiling? Things like that. Kind of keep it neutral in terms of my response. Then they'll ask follow-up questions. This is where it gets interesting. So they'll ask follow-up questions just to see what exactly did you find out, or what information did you just come across. And when you don't give them the specific information, their response changes. Sometimes they'll get a little aggressive or get a little bit of an attitude with you. Why are you getting an attitude about something that has nothing to do with you? It's more so about what I'm thankful, what I'm excited about. This has nothing to do with you. Why are you getting all in your feelings about it just because I'm giving you specific details to the questions you're asking? That, my friend, is an example of a monitoring spirit. When that happens, learn to shut it down immediately and go about your day. You walk away feeling gratified because you know you ended up keeping the secret details to yourself, and you did not succumb to the pressure of what that monitoring spirit was trying to do. Again, you guys, slow down. I say this in a lot of my videos. Slow down. Pay close attention. You have to start saying that to yourself on a daily basis. Slow down, pay close attention. You'll notice these things ongoing and you'll be like, well, I'll be damned. Because we've all been there. I know I'm not the only person that's encountered this, where in my earlier days, like let's say even high school days, or even my earlier college days, where you get some good news, whether it's like you getting into a certain program or you getting into a certain internship or getting into your first job, and you're thinking, oh, to share what the rate of pay is going to be based on my credentials or things like that. You think that it's harmless, right? I was guilty of that too, not realizing that the very people who were claiming to be in support of me or rooting me on, some of those individuals were actually against me or felt like a certain way about me. Like, who does she think she is? How is it that she's getting this offer but I didn't? That type of deal. So to alleviate that whole situation from happening again, life lessons is like the best teacher. So all you have to do is, as you progress onward, pay close attention to these details and apply it accordingly. I told myself going forward in terms of my adult years that the very experiences I had before, such as that example I gave you guys a moment ago, I applied it accordingly and it has worked out well. And I would just pray and hope that a lot of other people will start to do the same, and you will notice the difference. Trust me when I tell you this. So that is all for this quick video. Again, when it comes to those monitoring spirits, just know how to spot them and how to execute accordingly. And I'm not saying execute in terms of like unaliving them. Oh no, I'm not saying that. I don't believe in pushing violence, you know, but at the same time, what I mean by executing, meaning like knowing how to shut them down, leave them where they're laying and keep it moving. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like their actions should not stop your train, as I said in another video. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. I'd like to say welcome to the new followers. I see you guys trickling on in. I do want to acknowledge you and say I truly appreciate you. Consultations are still open for this week. Of course, this being a new week, definitely take advantage. There are quite a bit of spots available since we're embarking on a new week. It's just usually towards the end of the week. If you are looking at like maybe Friday or Saturday, you guys might want to jump to that quickly, because those days, it never fails, fills up the quickest. So definitely get to it if you are thinking about one of those days. For those who are not aware as well, I'm actually in the space of keynote speaking and motivational speaking. So let's say your organization has an event that's coming up and you would like for me to speak at it. Maybe have someone from the head of your organization to reach out to me so we can think over the details accordingly from there. But other than that, I am visiting you guys with love and light, and I will speak to you in the next video. Be blessed, you guys.